if you
No, it's not us, but I want to explain another. The problem of the pollution effect is one of the last maybe crimes in Fallujah, but not all. The effect for this maybe will affect on the new generation in Fallujah or the future for Fallujah. But there is another crime is continuous until now. Since the American started operation in my city, the crimes which happened by the Blackwater private companies, and also the result is for two fighting in Fallujah in April and in November. Each one have different file and different type of violation and crimes. And many victims until now suffering from this. For only, for example, the second fighting in November 2004, we have more than 2,000 from Fallujah people missing until now.
still missing.
Yeah, until now there is before 1 year there is some military. They say some of them people American, some of them they say Iraqi military came to put the name for 3,000 persons on the masjid in Fallujah and Ramai to say these names of Fallujah people arrested during the second fighting in Fallujah. They are in secret jail in American military secret jail in Qatar and Kuwait. People they go to the in Qatar and Kuwait in the military American base in these countries. Not in the Arabian government prison.
Yeah, but they have secret detention center.
We think, yeah, because they have military base and there is no one from our Arabian country have the right to check what they have. And there is many news about transfer many Iraqi prisons to the American military bases in Arabian or in the military ships. Yeah. This is one, for example, about it. For detention, we have big file, and also I bring not only about Fallujah, I have full files. The detention now in Iraqi secret or the official jails. We have more than 38 testimonies from the victim themselves. They wrote it for some of our organization monitoring net by their hand. Some of them waiting the execution for nothing because they under torturing, they writing they do this crime or this violation or this one from. Therefore, I don't know how I can start if I can use this. This is all what I have evidence. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry, but when I bring the file for the asking international investigation, and after we hope it will be international independent trial, not for some crime, but is for big file. I work about it since long time to try to collect all the evidence about it.
We have 1 hour. We booked this room for 1 hour.
USB. That worked. الكمبيوتر تبعك طلعوني.
ايه طول صغير.
I understood that. He lives in Italy.
For example, this one of the crimes what I bring for you. These are the two movies. One of them for the victim killing by the Blackwater during they came to this home. This is one of my neighbors beside my home, called Sina, 22 years old. Student without any reason they came to kill him, and they take in this, you see in this movie here young brother 13 years with his daughter, speaking about how the American came and they take these small brothers with them and torching by dog with many things, and you see all the effect for the torching by someone have a ring in his ears with barba, confirming this is from Blackwater, not American military. This is all the case or the story of him. This is about this squad, what we have until now, also about the many things maybe is not about related for Fallujah. This is the destruction of Fallujah. This is all the picture about the Fallujah masjid destroyed during the second one. It's for the school. This is some movies what we collected from the people they enter after the American allow for the people to go to see how they have to clean all the evidence about what happened, change the soil, remove many things to prevent any evidence about their crime. Here also some Agar al-Buyut, one of the many of the victims speaking about their houses, how they destroy it, especially American. We will find also there is testimonies for American soldier from Marines. He gave me video sent to me, see also, with the testimonies written and signed by him. He was with the American military in the second battle of Fallujah. He confirmed to use many criminal strategy during fighting in Fallujah, not only using white fist for as he confirmed, but also to using another criminal strategy. One, resistance by fire. It's like open the fire to clean anything before you go ahead in any house, until if you hear there is some sound, crying or shouting, you can know there is someone. Civilian, not civilian is not important. Another strategy, using the bulldozer to clean the houses. It is mean destroy any house in front of you. If there is someone, he will shouting, he will stay alive. That is not your problem. The important, don't let your soldier to go inside. Therefore, here many people speak about their house, how they did American destroy it, especially when American allow for the first time to people of Fallujah to go inside to check their house. Many of people they found their houses without any problem. Destroy some part, stolen, destroy the furniture. But next time when they go inside, they found destroyed totally. This is about hospital what we found. This is our report, projected ones what we released about it. This is the for the Professor Basri report. This is the half report of the half year for from the Doctor of Fallujah and Sain, and for the half of the 2007, the half months, and for all the 2006, I have it also with Mr. Naji, the original with signed the three of Fallujah doctors, which we until now we don't receive anything from WHO. They say there is no real information. I sent to them this by the hospital, signed from doctors with all the data you want. They don't reply, which confirm there is some problem with them. They don't want to investigate. Now we hear there is some investigation started from them, but by another way, to ask Iraqi Health Ministry to to candidate some of doctor, and they choose some people doctors from not Fallujah, from Baghdad, which means they want to do something is to be far away from the truth, not to choose someone from the Fallujah doctors to arrive for what the real situation. There's some file arrived to my from my colleague about the picture which I put inside the report about deformities. Deformities. This is for the Fallujah police. The first crime when the Blackwater shooting in the night on the building of the mayor of Fallujah, and the cab escaped inside the American military base. After we found, I was in meeting with American when I was the former member in Fallujah Council. When we have meeting with American, came with us some client of Blackwater, and they start ask us to how to find people from Fallujah to help protect American soldier from the resistance. We told him, no, this is not our mission. You should protect Fallujah, not Fallujah protect you. He started to be angry and he finished the meeting. When we go out, we found this client of Blackwater using the civilian car as they was also have dressed the civilian clothes like us with Arabian kufiya or scarf. And when they go, I see one of these cars, also it was BMW, the same car which do this crime. In the beginning, Fallujah have new troops, call it the Fallujah Protection Forces. This established by the mayor of Fallujah from the former militaries, professional people, to help the police to protect the Fallujah from any looting or any destruction as they have been in Baghdad and another town. American, when you look for all the story for this case, you will find they try to find reason to destroy this force, to after this to stop the mission for this force after they control everything with very simple weapons, only K-47 and some stone or some wood. They use it in the street. There is no any stolen or looting or any problem in Fallujah in the first period when this forces was in Fallujah. This car shooting on the building of Maya escaped. These forces with another two car of police following it or chased it until they found it entered to American military base. They try returning. There is American checkpoint shooting on these forces, and they concentrate on the car of this Fallujah protection forces, and they killed more than 7 and they wounded 8 from the 3 cars, and there is 2 persons stay alive because American, when they shooting, they don't allow anyone to arrive to them to help them because it was in front of the Jordanian hospital beside Fallujah. The ambulance came, the Iraqi police from Fallujah came. They shooting on them, don't came to help them, let it. And from the 3 a.m. until 6 a.m. they are blooding on the street, they don't allow anyone. The victim, which stay alive and give us the testimonies, as you will see here, Muhamed Abidallah, he told us that when the American soldier came to us after it, we shouting, police, police, he continues to shooting on them. He escaped under the car, and the American, when he shot on them, he shot on his leg, and he think he's died. We think the people blooding until the morning to kill all them, to prevent anyone to say this car shooting on the building, a civilian building, go inside the military base. And this is the first case for the first crime for Blackwater in Fallujah. We have all the evidence. You will see in this PDF file the book or apologizing letter from American commander to apologize about this crime. You will find also the investigation for Iraqi authority in this time, or also the book from the police of Al-Anbar province, of Fallujah province, to the Ministry of Inter-Ministry in Baghdad, as well as for the civil society activities about this crime in beginning, with the diagram for the accident, how it will be, and also for the first testimonies. These testimonies, it was not clear because they was afraid to write it. I asked them to rewrite again, and the original testimonies for the victim stay alive from the people shooted, and also the chief of these forces, he's one from my relative. He don't write his name because he's afraid. He wants any guarantees, any security before he will write his name, but he's ready to give it.
Muhammad, maybe if you can mention also the issue of the bridge towards the hospital, the Geneva hospital.
No, I will come about it. This for torching. This for all the torching I collected from Fallujah during the last period, but not all the cases of torching. Is a few according to my organizational ability. This another type of torching is from what I told you, Iraqi security jail. This one of the book I took it from Iraqi parliament member, which they visit one from the secret jail in the green zone of Maliki, and the continuous of this book with Mr. Naji also for all the details, and the 3 member, one of this parliament member, he is ready to give the testimonies for your office if there is any in Jordan, not inside Iraq. This another film is for some Iraqi women. This is from Fallujah, also arrested and tortured, and this is from Baghdad. These are the testimonies for American soldier. These 2 for the American soldier, he wrote his testimony inside our report called Rose Caboti. This is a document, military document for him to confirm his military in this time, in these troops from his side. This, the Italian reportage, which have also another two American Marines confirmed many crimes using white fish for shooting the sniper on any civilian or anything moving. This have all these fires for the people killed in the second fighting in Fallujah, and you can see from this many of them the marker of the body, the effect of the prohibited weapons, not only chemicals. This for the embargo during having the First World War, with all the picture and also our report about this crime. This another files, I got it about the crimes in Fallujah, and as you will see in all this, there is not 1, 2, 3 crimes, but there is many of them. Each one should have, how to say, for the special reporters or the group, like mercenaries, Blackwater, detention until now, missing from Fallujah, the crime is as collective punishment, and all these many thousand people between killed, wounded, missed. I want to give a copy from this file for you, and with all my thanks.
Thank you, Muhammad. Thank you very much.
I hope all this confirm this report and why we ask an investigation committee.
No, thank you very much. Thank you for both of you. Two questions. I will ask Ruwaida, who is the desk officer for Iraq, to inform you about what we are doing. And maybe before that, I would like to ask you, your organization is based in Iraq, inside the country.
Yeah.
And UNAMI helped you to establish or to...
Of course, during the John Bachi,
and the Office of the High Commissioner for Finance was involved in many training courses for many NGOs, including regarding documentation of violations and all these techniques. It was not possible at the time of before 2003, but starting 2004, it was possible to do that. DAFA was working also with UNAMI, etc. So, what did you do with the, or what are you doing with this information? Do you have any contact with UNAMI? Do you have any contact with the Ministry of Human Rights there inside Iraq? And any other activities you have or contact?
Actually, since 2006, I start contact with UNAMI only by to inform them about any new information. For many reasons. Firstly, I don't find any response, because the last time I was in Jordan, and during our activity for monitoring human rights, there was some misunderstanding with Hanan Rabbani, and John Bachi was the father for the NGOs in Iraq. Elliot Tamburi was the big brother for us. We doing with them very good work, and you remember especially the periodical report for the Human Rights Office in UNAMI was one from the effects for the reporting for monitoring net. There is no any response about many of the crime we sent to them. Not from
UNAMI?
From UNAMI, and also from anyone as to say, okay, your report arrived to the special reporter against the torturing. Your report go to the WHO. The second thing, if you don't give this to the Geneva or anyone, what you do with Iraqi government? Only blah blah blah. The third thing that I start try to go directly. Well, instead of UNAMI, and what the problem is, I don't know and I don't want to enter inside it. I try to go directly to the Geneva by Mr. Naji, Ruwaida, anyone else, to be directly, and I think we have this right. And the fourth reason, and the most important reason, that the strategy of UNAMI, the special the periodical report was released the firstly each 2 months, changes to be each 3 months, changes to be each 6 months, And the big shame was not 6 months about what 6 months ago now. No. The periodical report released, for example, in June, he don't speak about from June until July, the 6 months. No, he speak about from December until the last June. It means when you release your report, it will be, there is more 6 months go on this crimes or violation, which means there is no any effect you can do it. And you know in Iraq, sorry, each day, everything updating, new crime, new thing. If you don't following each day, if not each week, you miss all. I be frank with you because I brought that our organization is one from the achievement for the UNAMI and for the United Nations in Iraq. Sorry, Dr.
No, that's fine. Of course, you have to feel free to.
No, I got the
speak.
speak. Mr. Naji was going to say something. Sorry.
No,
Mr. Nash.
أنا ما عندي شيء بالعكس.
Maybe if our colleagues have questions.
Yeah, for sure. No, for sure. But I wanted to know about your contact and
And so, sorry, I want to add only last thing that most of the Iraqi NGOs working about violation or reporting the human rights violation, they start to stop.
Why?
Because this situation of UNAMI.
Why?
We during John Batch, we was feel more power there is for United Nations or protection or help. After they go, we start don't feel this. Therefore, most of this they are threatened by political parties, militia, maybe religious groups have militia, many sides. Most of this they start to go only for training. They let recording or writing the violation and crimes.
For this, sorry, if you see the UPR reports, you will find all these NGOs who have now good cooperation with UNAMI, training, everything, conferences. They didn't submit any report. No report, no one report by them for the UPR on Iraq, which is the main issue, I mean, for them. And the main, the first probably occasion for them to submit their reports. They submit nothing. Because also at the same time, most of these NGOs, forgive me to say, they have links. They are representative of this and this and this and this, so which are a shadow of the one. All those who submit reports are the NGOs who now do not have relation with UNAMI, or they have very little contact with UNAMI, or they do not attend these meetings and these training, and this is, I'm sure of it, because I was the coordinator of the reports on Iraq by the NGOs, by the Iraq NGOs. Sorry.
No,
I mean, but let me say also that the whole issue in Iraq is a complicated issue. And this is not the fault of UNAMI, but this is...
It's not a reason for not doing our job, for not supporting them. No, that's fine for UNAMI and the contacts, etc. Maybe, do you have any question for
So before the question,
the other point I would like to ask our doctor on this study, which is very, very interesting, including in terms of methodology, statistics, and the sample you use it for that. I'm a little bit. I want to know why specifically Egypt and Jordan as a basis for comparison.
In order to get a comparison for genetic effects like cancer, what you have to do is find but ideally you would use the same population if it were possible. But if you can't use that because you can't get the data, you need some people of the same sort of genetic type. And so, I mean, it seemed to me reasonable. And also, you have to find a country where official data is available. That's the other point, you know. And there are not so many countries where official data is available. Now, I did think about Kuwait as a possibility, But the problem at Kuwait is that it is also, in my opinion, rather too close to where people have been using depleted uranium. So we need to find a country that is, first of all, an Arab country, secondly, where the data is available and you can believe it, no, that's it, really. Yeah, those two things. It has to be a country of the same sort of genetic type. Secondly, a country, oh yeah, and thirdly, of course, a country which hasn't been contaminated. And so that took me to Egypt, because the U.S. National Cancer Institute has actually set up an operation in Egypt where they studied the Egyptian cancer rates, and it's called the Middle East Cancer Registry. So it seemed to me that was the best place to go to get representative data. But just in case there was a problem, I also looked at Jordan too. And actually the Jordan rates and the Egypt rates are very, very similar. So that makes me believe that the method is a good one.
Have you sent this report to the US?
I haven't sent it to anybody. I mean, the way that this works is that you publish in a journal, and the people who are concerned about these things, then they presumably read the journal. It would be extremely surprising to me that the US, as you put it, I mean, you know, lots of different people in the US, we know will have read that, because many people in the US have written reviews of it, and it's all over the internet. There were about 135,000 hits on the internet as far as that study is concerned. And the journal itself has had an unprecedented number of downloads of that document. There are 12,500 downloads of that paper, which is just unbelievable for a scientific paper. Normally, you know, you wouldn't get anything, but you would get maybe like 50 would be the maximum you would get. We've got 12,500. So there's no question that the international community and all of those people who are interested in this area, every single person will have had that paper. But the extraordinary thing is that nobody has commented. From the WHO, from the United Nations, from the International Atomic Energy Agency, from the United States military, from the UK military. I was a member of the British government Ministry of Defence Depleted Uranium Oversight Board. None of those people have commented. It's like somebody has dropped a stone into a pond and there are no ripples whatever. It's just disappeared without trace. Well, what can they say? This is the problem. What can they say? All they can say is they say, sorry, we're guilty. No, please don't give us a very big sentence. We didn't mean any harm. What can they say?
Okay. Colleagues, do you have any question to our guests? Yeah.
I do have a couple of specific questions.